How many online entrepreneurs want to sit at a pool, not worried about a launch, not worried about emails, not worried about DMs, but have Stripe notifications coming in? Probably all of them,
Yep.
right? And so all I do, and this is what, like, so I'm calling it like the gap method, right? Number one is identify the ideal state of your consumer. What is the ideal state? And like, you got to get vivid with it. In an ideal world, you're not just you're not just talking about it, you're showing it to some degree, right? Number two, what's the industry bullshit that you've achieved this ideal state without, right? Number three, insert your solution, call to action, talk to you, attend a training, DM, fucking no call to action, just build brand, like whatever. And do that shit on autopilot, insert some authority building in terms of like testimonials, and all of a sudden, you don't become the guy talking about hormones anymore. You become the guy showcasing a perfect hormonal balance, which, by the way, nobody wants to work on their hormones. They want to live with perfect hormonal balance.
Yep.
Nobody wants the work. Nobody buys the work. Everybody buys the outcome. Like,
Yep.
it's really important to remember that. Nobody buys the work. We all want to talk about the work. We want to make the work sound easy. I don't give a fuck if it's like push an easy button. Nobody cares. They would rather not push an easy button and just have it. And the minute you say it's just pushing an easy button, their red flags go up. So instead, let's just talk about having it. And let's talk about having it without the shit they don't want to sacrifice.
Yep.
Right. And so, dude, if you do more of that, you'll be golden.
Yep. That's basically my social strategy now. So I just need to do more of
Yeah.
that in our
That's
market.
it, dude.
Because no one
No,
wants to hear
100%.
protein. They just want to see that like I can drink beer every day and still have a six pack is what people
That's
want to
it.
see. Yeah. So I don't drink beer every day, by the way, but I definitely play it up a little bit for cool. That's super helpful. Thank you.
You got it, man. Who else?
Guys,
Yo. So, last couple weeks did another 5-day boot camp, and I'm revamping that whole FPS boot camp because what I was noticing in the first 2 days, it was like setting up their A2P compliance and all those kind of things was just like, whoa, like way too complicated. So, what I did was I have my team and we're gonna do it for everybody for free. We're just gonna set all their like I'll do all their heavy lifting for them for free and make that easier. So that's one thing I'm revamping as far as like how my outline goes. Cause then after that, days 3 through 5 are just like fun because you're playing and you're learning how to make funnels and setting up all the fun stuff. So revamping that was a big learning lesson in there too. Second thing is I completed, remember how I was saying I was creating that ascension model with kind of like the done for you component with the
Yep.
coaching where we actually do all the tech and everything for them. So built that out. That's good to go. Facebook is still fucking down for me. It was supposed to be a 1-day review, and it's been 3 weeks. So I still have no Facebook account at all. Like I'm just gone. I've been on with Facebook on a couple different times because I'm meta verified, and so it's supposed to be premium support. So I get on with somebody, and all they do is they just say they'll create a ticket and escalate it to figure out what's going on, and they'll respond back, and no responses. So that part's frustrating because most of my business is on Facebook. But um, on the flip side, gonna just lean into Instagram a little bit more. So yeah.
So
Uh,
I mean, obviously I wish I could help on the Facebook side. I don't have very many resources right now that I feel like we haven't tapped. Um, what's the goal with the 5 day? Like launching that, like relaunching that. Like what's the thought process here? How does that fit into like the marketing calendar? Like what's the vision there?
yeah, that's for because obviously I have the two businesses, Fit Pro Solution and the
Yeah,
TNT.
yeah.
For the Fit Pro Solution, it's just to get everybody clear on how to use it, right? To set up all their stuff because the part where there is any churn, it's people that don't know how to use it and they're just like, well, I'm not quite sure what to do. There's so many things that it does. It's overwhelming. And so if we just kind of take away that overwhelm, and especially like setting A2P compliance up, because you got to have that in order to do a text message. and then get your domain verified for email sending. Like those are the two things that are like, oh, I have to go in my GoDaddy and put in a CNAME and all that stuff. So that part was frustrating. So I just told my team, hey, like let's start taking care of that for every single person that's coming through and take that off the plate so we can just jam. And every single boot camp we do, it's just going to be fun, like just building stuff out and teaching them how to set up some cool stuff. So yeah, that part seems really cool. As far as that goes. What does that answer the question or?
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I mean, so I guess like I think that I think we're in like a weird time in like the ecosystem, and maybe this requires me to train on it more. Like I look at I look at our space differently today than I did, I think, 6 months ago. And I think everybody thinks of themselves as an online coach. And if you're an online coach, like coaching is like one component of like what you're doing. And and I think that like the reality is like your brand needs to constantly be making money. The biggest vulnerability I see is like a reliance on selling coaching. Because acquisition and coaching changes all the time. Sometimes it's hard, sometimes it's easy, sometimes it's expensive, sometimes it's cheap, right? I think that there's two things if you like at this level, if you're on this call, it's because you're at a different level. Like there's two things that I think you can do to protect yourself long term. Is you got to have the ability to fucking liquidate the front end and like get leads for next to nothing. And you need to be able to make money away from coaching so that coaching is optional and not necessary so you don't look like the whore of the industry.